Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general reading for the 8th of February all the way through to the 21st. I'm going to be covering love as well as career and money. I'm going to be doing a deep love read next week. That's going to be for all different types of whether you're single, complicated, everything's okay. I'm going to be doing different variations of it for Valentine's Day, which is going to be next week. But for now, let's get right into things. So as far as the energy and the astrology from the 8th of February until March 2nd, you guys in your 11th and 2nd house have this crazy square going on between Saturn and Uranus. So you want to think about 11th house is to do with your goals, your ultimate goals, your friendships. It's also the house of gains. So I always look at that when we're talking about somebody who has their own business, which would be relevant to the money area, which we're going to be starting with. And then second house, which has to do with money, things you value, things that matter to you. So it's money, but it's also self-respect. It's also the food you put in your mouth, the roof over your head, things of value, things that value, of value to you. So there's going to be this tension here, right? Saturn's going to be in the 11th, and Uranus is going to want to be making some big changes in that second house. So that tension is going to create like something old has to be released and something new has to be adapted. So there's got to be this exchange, right? It's going to be tense for sure. I talk about it more in detail in the February astrology if you want to check that out. And then moving on to February 10th to the 12th, we have, for you guys, we have the Sun, the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, and Minerva, all in Aquarius, all in your 11th house of goals. So that is a whole hell of a lot of energy. We haven't seen this, guys, seriously, in at least 4,000 years, and we're not going to for another 500. I mean, when you look at the chart, whatever house is being impacted for each of the signs is so full that it can't even fit within the parameter of the house placement. It's like dropping over. It's, so it's very heavy. It's very heavy. So I've been saying for all the signs, whatever house you are having an impacted in. So if you're Aries Sun, this would obviously be your the 11th house for you if you're looking at it for that, okay? But you want to know your rising sign, and then look at that, because you're going to realize, oh, hey, you know what? I'm really tired in a couple of parts of my life. So you want to definitely at least check out your sun, rising, and moon sign when we're talking about these placements. Now, on the 11th, we have the new moon in Aquarius. I like this energy. Really good for making friends, setting new goals. Really potent energy to make some progressive changes in your life. And again, that is, it's just going to be so amazing for everybody as far as being able to see things differently. It's the best way for me to put it. Now, those of you who have degrees at around 19 to 27 degrees of any of the fixed signs. Now, I know I'm speaking to Aries right now, but you might be a Taurus rising. You might be a Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius rising. Because Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, they're going to be feeling this the most significantly for sure, right? Lots of big changes. Then on the 11th, we have to the 14th, we have Jupiter conjunct Venus, Mercury, the Sun, and the Moon. Beautiful energy. Beautiful. It really is. It's just great for love relationships. It's great for finances. It's great for communication, even though Mercury is still going to be retrograde. I'm talking about communication where you guys are reviewing, revamping, going over something. Very beautiful energy. Good energy for healing as well. Also a good time to meet somebody new, even though we don't normally say that during a Mercury retrograde, right? But this is a very different kind of Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of wisdom gains in this energy. So that's really good. And then a couple of days later, though, what you have to understand is whatever you're going to be figuring out in that space of the 11th or 14th, on the 18th to the 20th, we have Venus is going to be squaring off with Mars. And, when I say that, yeah, it's about tension, but what does that even mean? Well, Venus is all about, in her high vibration, very much wanting to be loving, peaceful, rounding off the edges on any sort of sharp or challenging situation. And Mars is always about, is this the right thing for you? Because if it's not, we have to go. That's why Mars is the Tower energy in tarot. So it's having that very, very important conversation. Now, what you want to be careful of is going into the shadow manifestation of Venus. If you get too aggravated with the Mars energy that you might be dealing with, and that ends up being passive aggressiveness and and manipulation and jealousy and egotism. So you want to be careful of that. And that's just a couple of days with this square. So there could be some issues that come up having to do with relationship or finances. It's going to pass. It's not that long. Hold on to the good energy that you were feeling with the Jupiter conjunct Venus and Mercury, because that's really going to end up kind of carrying you into March, if that makes sense. Yeah, okay, nice. All right, so let's talk about career. I like this. We have from the Wisdom of the Oracle. Let me move these over a little bit. Sorry, Buddha. Taking your candle away. Okay, so let me show you the Wisdom of the Oracle I got. So we have Observer. So Observer is just kind of don't do anything. Really good message of advice for this particular time period, just because all these energies are super heavy. Mercury is retrograde. We have Neptune doing his thing with the funky aspect for everybody. So just hang out and not do anything just yet. Focus on your building blocks, getting your ducks in a row. What is it that you have to focus on? What is it that you have to take care of that you're going to bring into the future? Because it's all about regeneration right now for you, Aries. A lot of you guys are going through either changes in your career, changes in relationships, even the dynamic of friendships. There's this shift that's going on for many of you right now. So I actually really like those. Now, coming up here to the Lenormand deck, yeah, again, new cycle happening. We have the messenger. She's got her messenger bag. She's got the note, right? She's all set to deliver some sort of communication that's going to incite a new cycle. We have the polar bear, which represents mother. This could be the idea of mothering, or also think about the needs that a mother provides somebody with, like a baby with. Basic sustenance, food on the table, roof over the head, clothes on the back, basic stuff like that. And this and the moon energy is looking directly at, at each other. So this could just be, really focusing on the fact that, Aries, some of you may be really motivated to just simply make more money. Some of you, if you're males, or, if you're males, you might be having these very intense conversations with either your mother or your wife or your significant other who's a female about, is there enough money? Do we have enough of what we need to provide, right? But it is this energy that you're going to be feeling as a result of all this. It might be kind of like a little bit, maybe a disappointment, right? Because that is the moon energy. And you might be going after something, but ultimately you might end up feeling like it's not worth the effort, right? So in this energy, emotions can definitely run high with people at work, or you might feel like you need to protect yourself from others' negativity. It could be something like that. Let's say you work independently. Let's say that you are, a sole proprietor, right, of whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you have your own channel, your own podcast, where you're not really necessarily dealing with other colleagues. This could be your audience. These could be the people that you're engaging with, where they're so negative or they're nasty or whatever it is, where you're like, I don't even know if this is even worth it. Now, the thing is, though, money matters end up on the overall are stable, but you want more satisfaction from what you're doing than simply a paycheck. You want to feel really good about what you're doing. You want to like who you're working with. You know what the answer is already, right? You just do. And you're recognizing the relationship between what you experience out in the world and how it processes within your own psyche, right? So it really is an as above, so below energy. If you keep yourself around a lot of negative energy, a lot of negative stuff, it's going to manifest inside of you and create energetic blocks. And I feel like a lot of you are really getting in touch with that. If you work with that nasty person, or you have that uncompromising individual that you're working with, maybe it's a business partner, maybe it's a boss, whatever it is, but you just feel like you're sort of getting to the edge of something where I feel like you're recognizing that something needs to change. For some of you, it's going to mean a new career, but for others of you, it may just simply mean handling whatever you're doing right now differently. So we have the Knight of Coins energy, and the Knight of Coins is a very, first of all, reliable energy. This is you wanting to make the most out of your resources, out of what it is that you offer. You're being super patient. Now, you could be dealing with somebody like this at work, but regardless, this is about hard work. You putting in hard work, or you dealing with somebody at work who's a very hard worker. This could be you hiring somebody who's a hard worker, working for somebody who offered you a position who's really dedicated to what it is that they do. You know, it could mean, as I'm giving you the different interpretations because it's a general reading, but somebody's definitely believing in what they're doing, working really, really hard, at least, right? That's in the past. Now we have the Two of Swords energy. So the Two of Swords indicates mental clarity, and absolutely this time for new ideas to be set in play. But with those new ideas is going to come some sort of conflict. So maybe you have a really good idea for a business or a project or something, but maybe you have to come up with the money, or you're just not sure what it would entail. So you have to do your homework, or maybe it would require you going back to school and you're not really sure if you want to do that, right? But you're definitely clear. You're more clear on things right now as far as what needs to be done for your overall feeling of contentment, for you, for your family, for your lifestyle, even if you're single, just for where you see your life going, right? With this Ten of Cups energy here. So we have the Eight of Wands, which is really good. This is positive information coming in that either you've been waiting on, or the result of something, any way that new information can come in, but it's going to be good, and it's going to create a very quick change in circumstances for you. And however that's going to end up, I like this. This Knight of Wands is really good for those of you who are in like anything creative. I mean, really, any field can have a creative element thrown into it, right? Simply by you doing things your own way. But this is you wanting to be really creative, really free-spirited, really committed to what it is that you're doing. Now, this could be you meeting a Knight of Wands who's super enthusiastic about what it is that they do, and they ask you, come on board, you know, let's do this together, or join the team, become part of our whatever, right? It could certainly be that. But if you're working on your own, this is you having a fresh new fire under your feet to go in a different direction. But it's as the result of hearing something positive, sort of positive news comes in that ends up motivating you. And oh, look at this. Now we have in the you and only you, we have the Death energy. This is very interesting to me. I want to just circle back a second, because I do feel like whatever negotiations that are going on, even if it has to do with a lawsuit, whether it's maybe a divorce settlement or any sort of legal situation, I feel like you're in a good space for receiving the good news and it not being too crazy, but you having a lot of awareness. Aries, I just feel like your eyes are very, very open right now, having to do with something with work. I'm not getting any energy of confusion. You might not have all the answers, but you know what's not working. So we get the Death energy, which indicates, you know, something new coming in to the situation, right? Possible ending of either a job, a business connection, a way of working, an avenue of money, right? Things might be tough initially, but this does indicate that something is new is on the horizon, because it's the energy of transformation. So just be patient. This is actually a good energy for those of you, especially who have been feeling like pretty unsatisfied with work. Now, the energy external to you that's impacting you right now is the Five of Wands. Yeah, so you might be dealing with a lot of like rivalry, challenges, a lot of competitions, a lot of obstacles. It's like one damn thing after another. Now, this can just be from the general overall market if you're in business. This could be from an individual if you're dealing with a lawsuit. This could be from an industry if you're trying to make a new name for yourself in an industry and like no one's hiring, and you know, or if they are hiring, they're hiring somebody with 1,000 years of experience, more than you have, you know, something to that nature, where there's something definitely in your way. But what I see is, this is what's helping you to realize that you need to move on from something. It's almost like, you realizing how far you're going to be able to go in a situation, and you're being super aware of that right now. So yeah, so we have the Four of Swords. Now, this is a very psychologically driven energy, and this is your challenge right now. So the Four of Swords energy, though, is trying to figure out what your next step is, quite literally, right? It's Jupiter in Libra in astrology, and Jupiter expands whatever it's in, and Libra is all about, the glyph is the scales, it's about fairness, it's ruled by Venus, so it's about money. It's about, what do you're like, what do I feel good in? What can I do to make me money, right? This is you saying this to yourself, not me. I have very little Aries in my chart. What can you do to make yourself money that you really feel like you're being very authentic and true to yourself, and that you're really going to like what it is that you're doing? Really. And we can say, doesn't everybody always feel like that? And the answer is no. The answer is a lot of people will just simply go to work and make money, which you may have been doing simply for the paycheck, simply for the pragmatics of it all. And you saying, that's what I do, it's not who I am, and all of that. But Aries, I feel like things are changing for you. I feel like you want to make what it is that you do something that's a very passionate element in your life that actually can work. You might be trying to exercise something passionate, like if you're a creator of some sort, but it's not working, then you need to just change your strategy. Because even though you're following your passion, it's not working for you. So you need to take that and maybe retweak it in a direction that could actually work for you. Because it's about authenticity. You really wanting to be very authentic to yourself. Yeah, definitely a lot of creative energy. We have the Queen of Wands here. Beautiful, very confident, very self-assured. This could certainly be somebody coming in and offering you a job, no question, Aries. Or this could be just you saying, if this is you in the reading, this is absolutely you embracing your creativity in order to connect to something new, because queens are always about connection. But this could also be you meeting somebody who ends up offering you a job as well. Beautiful. We have the Ten of Coins. Oh my gosh. Really, this is this is a fabulous career read, money read, whatever it is. This is the lawsuit going in your favor. This is whatever settlement. This is you getting the money that you want for the house. This is you getting the ultimately getting the mortgage. Maybe you're going to have to go through another avenue, another bank or something like that. But ultimately you ending up in a space where you're able to exercise what it is that you see in your mind's eye for yourself. And that's going to be something different for each of you, but really, really good. Seeds are planting. So, I do want to though mention, like, the Five of Wands energy, that could be conflict. Just watch out. Mercury is still retrograde till the end of the month, right? Because I don't really consider Mercury out of retrograde until Mercury is out of the post shadow, which won't be until the end of the month, beginning of March, right? So not that you can't negotiate, not that you can't get a new job, for goodness sake, that's ridiculous. But you want to make sure that you're really reading the fine print, seriously, like, bottom line stuff, all of that. All right, so let's go into relationship reads for our Aries friends. Okay, let's see what we have for Aries. Yes, so some of you might be, making some decisions in relationships because you have all this energy going on in that 11th house, which is 11th house again. It's goals. It's where do you ultimately see yourself ending up? So for some of you, you may be changing courses, or you may be deepening a commitment, right? Deepening, yeah, definitely a new cycle. We have the stalks. Okay, so let's get all the sun. Beautiful. Okay, we have clouds, but then we have sun. We have the owls, which is wisdom. Oh, we have a lot of patience going on here. All right, it's a nice start. Let's see what's next. Let's pull the Celtic cross spread. Eight of Swords, Five of Cups. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going through some changes here. We have the Emperor, King of Cups, Five of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so right away I got two different messages straight out of the gate. Some of you are actually meeting somebody new where you're in something, but you're wondering if it's actually the right thing for you, right? But you've met somebody else. Somebody else comes in, and it's like you're just like super, super focused right now. We have cassette, dragonfly. Let me put these over here so you can see them here. Sunglasses. Okay. All right, so yeah, definitely a new cycle in the area of relationship. This is what, maybe you're single and you're going to be coupled, or you're coupled, you're going to be single, something like that. But we do have the sun, which is about everything is going exactly as it's supposed to be. You just have to understand that. This is, you know, a beautiful connection, getting away from everything. So there's a new cycle with a beautiful connection, but there's going to be conflicts, which are going to be resolved, because you see we have the sun and then the birds are on the other side. We have the owls. Now, in Lenormand, there are two different birds. When we get the owls, it's not about getting literal messages. It's more about getting either intuitive messages or messages from the other side. Somebody who has crossed over, who has your back on the other side, maybe a parent, a grandparent, a friend. But it could also just be, you know, spirit. It could be God just saying, you know, listen, this is what you need to do, and you're feeling it intuitively. And then we have the patient male, right? This is somebody who's looking at the past, trying to be very, very patient about everything that's going on. So I feel like you're trying very hard not to be flippant in any area of your life. We do have, with the Island Time Wellness, we have outdated thinking in cassette. The cassette energy means outdated thinking, playing things over and over in your head. Oh, they said this, they said that, they said this, they said that. The dragonfly indicates being lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapting, changing, and healing, moving on, trying to move on from a situation. The sunglasses indicates watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So the sunglasses can also mean kind of like a masculine energy where you're acting like you're okay, but you might not be. That kind of thing. And then we have date, meeting somebody new, dating, getting back out there, plan, set a date. Okay, so there could also be some sort of like, with the sunglasses and date, there might be some sneaky behavior that's going on within this connection. So when we do tarot, guys, understand that the energies are so enmeshed that everything could be vice versa of what I say. So you're going to know how it resonates with you. We have in the recent past the Ace of Pentacles. This certainly can indicate a new job, but when we're doing relationship reads, Pentacles can mean emotional, mental, or physical connection, and Ace would be new. Okay, this could be also meeting somebody new at work, quite literally, someplace that you work in some way, and meeting somebody that way, or there being some new energy in from that way, right? So your current situation, whatever you're currently in right now, though, we have the Ace of Swords, which is about self-imposed limitations, self-imposed restrictions, feeling isolated, feeling like something that fit you at one point may no longer be what it is that you belong in. And you're really not even sure, like, did you change, did they change, who changed, right? But maybe everybody did, you know, who knows? But we have that energy working with the Five of Cups energy. So this is like not with like bells, whistles, and happiness. This is sad. You know, Five of Cups is an energy of sadness, of feeling alone, abandoned, really. Not even alone, but unloved, feeling lost. There's definitely a loss here. So it's like feeling the change in a situation and just feeling the sense of loss. Now, this is where I get the two messages are coming in very, very sort of profoundly, is I feel like there was some sort of stress within this relationship. We have the Emperor and the King of Cups. The Emperor as the crowning. Guys, this could be meeting somebody new. Now, for some of you, so this is going to be interpretation number one. All right, because if you're single or if you're in a weird space where you're opening your energy up to meeting somebody, this could be somebody new who's actually really great. For those of you who are not in that space, this can indicate future plans and practical matters are addressed in whatever it is that you are in a very practical and pragmatic way. Now, as the foundation energy, the King of Cups could certainly indicate meeting somebody new who really speaks to your heart space, somebody who is almost like an ear to listen to you and a shoulder to lean on, if that makes sense, because the King of Cups in astrology is Libra and Scorpio. So Libra is about the scales, it's ruled by Venus, it's about, you know, addressing the how good do I feel in this situation, how fair is everything, and Scorpio is about changing and transforming and moving on, something needing to end so that something else can begin. So the cups of energy could be that empathetic ear that's listening to you that ends up developing into more. That's how it's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you, this is like literally sitting down with a great deal of patience and empathy and open ears and saying, all right, what's been unfair? What do we need to address so that we can make this better in the future and we don't keep repeating the same mistakes? So it's going to resonate with you guys differently for each situation out there. But I do see you're just very focused on having a strong foundation right now, Aries. Like, that's all you want. You just want, the Four of Wands is a great energy because it's four, and four is always firm. This is an element of completion, which is why like this is considered like the honeymoon card or anything like that. But for a lot of people, this is going to be about a reunion and a homecoming energy. So you're very concerned, and however this resonates with you, feeling completely at home, feeling completely like you're in that metaphorical home space with somebody when it comes to relationship. And that's really what a lot of you are going to be feeling. Now, some of you quite literally, if we look at the literal interpretation, many of you may be going home, moving back home, something about home where you're going back to a home that already exists. Okay, so some of you, maybe you're moving back in with your family, or others of you, you're moving back home to be with a partner. Maybe you guys were separated, but some of you may be separating and you're actually moving back home to your family. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is an energy that's external to you, that's impacting you. And the Nine of Pentacles in a relationship read does indicate somebody just outside of you, not you, really focusing on taking care of themselves, their needs, what it is that they want, need, and desire. And I'm not even saying in a selfish way. This is something that they feel like they have to do, right? And from a very subjective standpoint, they don't feel like, if you're resonating with it like that, this is somebody who really is taking into account their sense of self-love and their sense of self-respect. Now, you don't have to agree with that, and it might even come off as selfish to you or even narcissistic, but I'm talking about in their mind, because this is a subjective card. This is not you, but it's impacting you, right? So, for example, if you're in a relationship and somebody like decides to end it because they want to focus on what's important to them and they feel like things aren't right, well, maybe you have to move back home or, to live with your parents or something like that, right? Something like that. For others of you, it's somebody saying like, look, this is really what I want, need, and desire in this relationship. I'm not saying this to be selfish. I'm saying this because I'm not happy and I want to be happy with you. So is there any way that we could work at this together, kind of thing? But they're not letting go of what really matters to them. Also, you might be dealing with somebody who's very focused on their work and things that really matter to them, whether it's their job, whether it's some sort of other additional things that they love to do. Maybe they do a lot of volunteering. Maybe they do a lot of whatever it is that they do with their time, right? They're very committed to that and they're not willing to sacrifice that because it means so much to them. So it really can be an energy of like, this is me, love me, or then leave me kind of thing. And maybe wanting to move back home or moving back into that space and figuring things out with them. We do have the Seven of Wands, though, which is in your challenge position. And the Seven of Wands is about being very self-defensive and you drawing a line in the sand and you saying, well, this is what I want, need, and desire, right? But, the thing is here, there's a big difference between expressing what it is that we want, need, and desire, and there being this like stubborn egotism. And I'm not saying that that's the issue. You might be dealing with that from them. This is simply like the challenge for you, either coming from yourself, where it's really hard for you to get off a mark of something, or they're really having a hard time getting off the mark of something. But I feel like there's going to be some sort of working out of things, because we have in the near future the Ten of Pentacles, which always resonates in a relationship read. So always resonates to me as family. because there's this idea of legacy and maturation and working together and the deepening of commitment and the deepening of a connection, the deepening of something. This is also about building a family together. Let's do this. Let's either get married, move in together, have a baby, open that business, buy that, whatever, right? Like, let's do this to become family and then expand from there, and whatever that means, right? I mean, family means a lot more obviously than blood, right? Most of us know that. And then we have the Hierophant energy as the near future. I hear a lot of you guys are getting married. I mean, a lot of you guys are getting married, or perhaps the Hierophant has been the issue in this relationship. Meaning, let's look at the Hierophant. Meaning is about expectations and conformity, conventional thinking. The way that we all as a collective understand relationships to be. Like, it's generally accepted that for example, if you're married, unless you have an agreement, it's just the two of you. That's part of why you actually decided to make that commitment to each other, right? So there should be no outside energies involved. That is the basic understanding according to societal norms within our society in 2021. Unless you have a different circumstance set up between the two of you, unless there's an understanding. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, that's just a basic example. But it's about conventions and expectations. So this could be like, maybe somebody wasn't showing up enough. There wasn't good communication. Somebody wasn't being very motivated as far as getting a job or contributing, Expectations need to be addressed in this relationship if it's going to work. If it's going to work, expectations absolutely need to be going on here. We have Knight of Pentacles. We have the Moon. We have the Two of Pentacles. Strength energy. Seven of Cups. King of Swords. Yeah. So we have the Knight. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which could be somebody coming in, offering a new job, a new position, or somebody saying, that's it, I'm going to get this done. I need to do this. It could certainly be that, but the Knight of Pentacles could also be meeting a new connection. And then we have this with the Strength energy, which is a Leo energy. And the Leo rules the 5th house of romance, of love, of falling in love, of love affairs, of children as well. So very interesting here. Let's just go through these. Then we have the Moon energy. When we get the Moon energy in a relationship read, this does indicate for me confusion and disappointment, feeling like somebody has let you down, right? Where there's a lack of trust in the relationship, that's going to end up leading to a decision in the relationship. And we have that being clarified by the Seven of Cups. So this is about having a commitment issue, right? Because there are many choices, and there being this need to make a decision between two things, right? There's this two choices and weighing options of what needs to be done. We have this working with the King of Swords, and this is an energy really trying to just be very in the mindset of what makes sense practically and not emotionally. So, I feel like there may have been some really challenging situations where maybe, throughout the course of this relationship, there was another energy that was entertained here, and that kind of came to light. People found, this was like exchange between the two of you. But I feel like in order for this relationship to work, things need to just be very practical and pragmatic. This is not my opinion, actually. This is the energy I meant to say of what I'm reading here, is that there's like very little emotion that's actually put into this. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. I do have to say, like, I don't know. Nine of Swords is anxiety, it's depression, it's 3 a.m. It's like, I don't know what the right thing for me is. And then we have the Two of Swords in the reverse. We get Two of Swords in reverse is confusion, indecision, information overload, knowing that you need to compromise something. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh man, this could be just somebody from the past coming back, Aries. But you need to think about that last go around. I mean, some of you may be in this space of, I don't know, were the bones good enough? Were they strong enough in the foundation to work this time? If so, great. It'll be blessed. If not, don't try to make a circle fit in a square kind of thing, So maybe if you guys were not together and you're in the space of like, I don't know, maybe trying to make it work again. But this is a very fated energy. It is good luck, it's because it's ruled by Jupiter, but it is fate, right? So however this is going to roll out, as far as sometimes fate, it turns out, is not the way we actually really wanted in the moment, but it's definitely a turning point and taking a chance here, and listening to your intuition. But it does, like, somebody from the past can magically reappear here as well. So, and that could end up being some sort of issue. Oh my gosh, I feel like I could keep going. You know what? Hold that thought, right? Until the deep dive love read next week. But that's what I see. So I see there being another energy, and I feel like there's going to have to be a decision made. Either you or the person that you're dealing with, there needs to be this resolution to just, either fix this relationship that you're in or end it. One or the other. There shouldn't be any wishy-washy, but it's so silly to say you're going to do all of that in the middle of February. I actually don't recommend you making any sweeping changes in this energy. Wait till Mercury comes out of retrograde, very end of February, beginning of March, but it seems like that's where your thoughts are going to be going. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. You take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.